and welcome to another episode of Gamerheads. My name is Roger, aka Rogue Leader 76, and with me, as always, are my co-host Blue,
aka Writer's View,
and my other co-host Mike,
aka Pezman Mike.
Welcome to the show. We have a lot to discuss. So we have some news. We'll be talking about Soulja Boy's console.
Did you use air quotes when you said that?
Yeah, it's interesting for sure. We'll be talking about Limited Run. Actually have some games coming out next year. Some interesting games. Excited about that. And Epic is being sued over dances. So we'll talk about that as well. We'll have your listener feedback. And we have a review this week. We'll be reviewing the game Nippon Marathon, the game that I've been playing. So we'll talk about that game. And then our hot topic. And our hot topic this week are, what are your top 3 games or video game related items that we're looking forward to in 2019. So before we begin, just like every other week, we do have an icebreaker. And the icebreaker this week is kind of reflecting back on 2018. Since this is the last episode of 2018 for us. And the icebreaker is, what is one game that you feel that was underrated and didn't get enough love in 2018?
Good question.
Very good question. Whose bright idea was this?
Mike had this idea.
What?
So
Wait a second. Hold on.
Way
one
to go,
minute.
Mike. In that case, you should go first.
Yeah, Mike. This is all your idea.
Yeah.
Remember we were playing Red Dead yesterday, and you're like, you know what would be a great icebreaker?
Yeah. So my pick was Thrown Under the Bus 64. Yeah. All right. So the game that I felt was underrated in 2018. So I actually had 2 of them. So one of them was Blade Strangers on the Switch, which is a fighting game. And when I say underrated for that, I think it's went underappreciated or undernoticed because it was a game, it was a game that came out, and it was published by Nicholas. Or Nicholas, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but it's a fighting game, and it has all of these awesome characters in it. Like it has Isaac from Binding of Isaac, it has Shovel Knight, it has Solange from Code of Princess, it has the characters from Cave Story, Azure Striker Gunvolt, so a whole bunch of these great kind of like indie characters almost in this very deep fighting game, and I picked it up because I love fighting games and I love crossovers, but this didn't really get a whole lot of traction. Case in point, I couldn't get a single match online.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Because nobody was playing it?
because
Or
nobody
because...
was playing it. Yeah.
Oh,
That's sad.
yeah. That's like no love whatsoever.
So I think that So when I say underrated for that, I'm gonna say that just like nobody really picked it up. I don't think.
I never even heard of this game, honestly, to tell you the
Yeah.
truth.
Christian was talking about it last week,
Oh,
right?
that's right. He was, yeah. But outside of that, I was just on the... Christian knows a lot of games, though, so, like...
Mhm.
You didn't really think about it.
Yeah, exactly. He's like a walking encyclopedia of games, for sure.
Yeah.
What was this on? Was this on PS4? What did
It
this
was.
come out on?
It's a Switch exclusive, I think.
Really? Oh, it's so bizarre.
Hmm.
I'll
Yeah.
have to do my own fact checking on that just to make sure.
I wonder
Um,
if Smash was not coming out, if people would have paid more attention to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's possible. I mean, this one came out, I think, in like August.
Huh. That's crazy. Well, because another
Oh.
game... Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, it's on the PlayStation 4 and also Steam.
Oh, okay. Well, I wonder if then it's not crossplay. I was just gonna think, is it crossplay? Because that would have helped some if it was.
Mm-hmm.
But another game. I mean, this didn't come out this year, but it came out on the Switch this year. Was Brawlhalla? You guys ever play Brawlhalla?
For about
it's-
10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, but that has actually. It's funny that you said that this game has no like user base because Brawlhalla is actually still pretty popular. I mean, there's a you can always find a match online in that game.
Isn't
Mhm.
Brawlhalla free to play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So like it came out on the PS4 last year, I think, and then Ubisoft then published it on the Nintendo Switch this year. But yeah, it's free to play. I mean, it's free to play, but you can buy characters, I think, or skins and stuff like that. So, um, interesting. That's too bad. I mean,
Yeah.
especially since you really enjoyed that game.
Hmm.
Now maybe I'll get a bounce because of the fact that we talked about it.
There we go.
You should start streaming it.
Yeah, Mike, you should stream it. With
I
nobody playing, you could just beat up on, nobody.
CPU. Yeah,
Yeah.
just get my kid involved here. Grab this controller and just
Yeah,
start pressing
exactly.
buttons wildly. He'd probably still beat me though.
Yeah.
The other game that I had, and this is based on my own experiences. I really honestly think that Fallout 76 is getting a lot of. It's better than the hate that it's getting. I think that's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, it's from my experience, from what having played the game for probably about a good 6 hours or so.
Wow.
I have not
6
experienced.
hours. 6
I think so.
hours.
Well, then Red Dead came out,
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, okay.
so then
Yeah.
that took up a lot of, and then Smash came out. So,
Yeah.
um, I I have not experienced a lot of the stuff that they're saying. I didn't experience any bugs. I know that's um, with Bethesda games and bugs is synonymous, but I didn't experience anything that caused any major issues. The only thing I could think of is that it was just a vast landscape with not a whole lot in there.
Yeah.
But to me, that didn't kill. I mean, Red Dead is also a vast landscape with not a lot in there.
Yeah.
But I really think that this in my experience was better than the hate that it's getting. There was still plenty of monsters to kill, lots of loot. Not to say that it was without. There were some issues that I had with it in terms of like the base building and things like that. But again, that's like a personal thing. That's not like the game itself is broken.
Yeah.
But that's my own opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, and now it's on sale. It's really crazy. Like a week later, and it goes on sale like $20 off of what the original price was. Well, and that game like really does require to have a user base to play it, right? Can you play it by yourself? I guess you could play by yourself. You might not even run into players, right? So
The first day I played, I was streaming it and I was playing on my own, and I actually ran into like 3 people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they were all cool.
Yeah, unlike we'll talk about that Red Dead.
Not like a certain other game in
Yeah.
which you run into random people online.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to the games we're playing, because that I hate that. Okay, I hate that experience. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Cool. Yeah, I was thinking about picking up Fallout 76. I don't know. I'll wait until like. I guess I have to wait until it comes down in price even more, and I think it will. So
Free to play.
Free to play, maybe. Thanks, Mike. What about you, Blue? What are game or games that you feel that were underrated and didn't get enough love in 2018?
So, just real fast, I just want to apologize to everybody listening because I do have a cold right now. So if I sound funny, just bear with me a little bit. But as far as games that I feel were underrated in 2018, I know everybody expects me to say Hollow Knight. And that would be a worthy title. You might also expect me to say Moonlighter.
That's what I would.
That would be worthy as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm gonna say The Bridge.
Oh.
The MC Escher hand-drawn pencil art puzzle game.
Yeah, that's right. We talked about that a couple weeks ago, didn't we?
Yeah, but it's like nobody's heard of it. Nobody has played it. And that's just really a shame. I know puzzle games are kind of a hard sell for a lot of people, but it's just really incredible. It's really beautiful. It's really fun. And I think because of its genre, it's being underappreciated.
Interesting. And that you got that on the Switch or PS4? I don't remember.
I got it on the Switch for like $2.
Wow.
I know.
That's a really good deal.
I know.
Wow. Yeah, I if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have heard about that game at all. So, yeah, that's interesting. Maybe because it is a puzzler that people just kind of shy away from them.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. But
and it's an interesting thing too when people say, like, when they talk about the price of a game, like, I don't know. It's such an interesting thing. Like when you said it was $2. Like this might be bad, but I think a lot of people see like a price tag of $2 and say, "Oh, that's got to be junk," and not buy it. You know?
Yeah, I think you're right. This one though, I don't remember how much it was priced at originally, but I got it on sale for $2.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think like, and I don't know. I just find it really interesting because we had this discussion too, and I know that somebody commented about Monster Boy. I think what Monster Boy is 480. Is that right?
Yeah, it's 40.
And somebody made a comment that $40 for a non AAA game is too much. What is that sweet point for? For
What
non
are
AAA?
indie games allowed to charge?
Yeah, exactly. Like $2, or if it's like under $10, that game can't be that good. And then if it's $40, well, that's too expensive. It can't buy. That's not a AAA game. I don't know. It's such a weird.
It is. It is. I agree. That's so interesting. The landscape of indies has changed so quickly.
Yeah.
Like 5-6 years ago, if somebody tried charging over $20 for an indie game, the people would be like, "What on earth are you talking about?"
Yeah. Yeah.
But now, like, indie games can be just as good, if not better, than AAA games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
indie games are my favorite. They're like 90% of what I own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah. I don't. So cool. I might have to look at for that game then, because I do like puzzle games. So
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that.
It's really cool, and you can't beat the price. So
Yeah. No kidding. Were there any other games that you wanted to mention, Blue?
Um, no, I think I'll stick with Hollow Knight. Like everybody expects me. It's a cool game, and I can't believe that people don't just like gush about it 24/7.
Yeah.
But
I think with what you said with the Moonlighter, that game is really good too, and that would have been a choice of mine too. But for me, I'm gonna have to say one game that I didn't feel like got enough love. Like I think when it first came out, people were like, "Oh, this is really cool," and then it just kind of fell off. And in being a huge fan of Castlevania, Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon, that game is so good. It's like the best Castlevania game that's not a Castlevania game that I ever played. Plays a lot like Castlevania 3, so you have different characters, and one is like a wizard, and another is like the vampire vampire hunter. Another is a vampire, you can play as a vampire, and I think there's one more. I don't remember what the fourth one was, but
The Maria character.
yeah, Maria, and I think she's going to be the main character in the actual Bloodstained game that there's supposedly coming out with next year. Actually,
Yeah.
oh, that'll
Actually,
be cool.
they just said they pretty much finished development on it.
yeah. So, oh man, you played Bloodstained, right? You played Curse of the Moon, didn't you, Mike?
Yeah, I did. I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
I was able to beat the game in one night, but that was on easy mode, and that was without the different endings.
Yeah.
And I only had it on easy mode because I was streaming, and I didn't want to seem like a jerk.
Yeah.
So,
Priorities.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good game, and that came out earlier this year. So, and that it was an interesting game too because they kickstarted the Bloodstained game that's coming out next year, and part of their stretch goal was if they make their goal for the game that they're planning on making, then they would make this side game, prequel to the other one, but like make it an NES type game, and they made it. So that was cool.
Yep.
That was really cool.
yeah, that was a good game.
Yeah. So listeners, what are your games that you felt like were underrated and didn't get enough love in 2018? You can send us an email at info@gamerheadspodcast.com. You can send us a tweet at gamerheadspc, or you can also go online to our website and send us a message there, and that's at gamerheadspodcast.com. You can also leave messages on the actual episode. You can listen to our episodes there, and you can leave a comment under the episode that is this one right here. So, all right, so let's go into the news. And the first item, like I mentioned it in the top of the show, the first item is from Fortune. Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy? Is that how you pronounce his name? Soulja Boy? I mean, I'm sure that's
We'll
not
go
his
with
name,
that.
but yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
sure, why not?
He's selling a console. He's selling consoles, I should say, both a handheld console and a home console each comes loaded with games. So the console, the home console, will come loaded with 800 games, and the handheld one will come loaded with 3,000 games. However, most of those games are going to be NES games, 3DS games, PS Vita games, Switch games, pretty much you name it, it's going to be out there. What? What's going on? And like, I think I don't remember what the price was. I thought like the home console was $200 to $300, but I think it's on sale for $150 now or something like that. And the handheld, or maybe that was a handheld. I don't remember, but and in a series of tweets, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but in a series of tweets, he pretty much said, "Come on, come at me, Nintendo. I'm not afraid of you." And then he deleted those.
Per his representation's advice.
Yeah.
He's that little like, "Shh, stop tweeting. Just stop tweeting.
Please shut up, please."
Yeah. But and it hasn't been confirmed like how he's getting those games on these consoles, but it has to be ROMs. It has to be. I don't know what else it can be. And I can't. In a day of age where Nintendo is shutting down.
I like
ROMs.
hunting down.
Yeah, that sounds more like Nintendo.
They're duck hunting down ROM sites. I can't, you know what I mean? Because like, what was that one that was in Arizona? I can't remember what it was, but it was like one of the largest ROM sites.
Yeah, it was like Love ROMs or something like that.
Yeah,
Something like
and they shut them down pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but like millions of dollars in lawsuits and like basically like copyright infringements and such. What the heck? I don't understand how he thinks he's not going to get in trouble for this.
That's my favorite part of the whole thing is how combative and defensive he is over it.
Yeah.
Like just simply saying, you don't actually own these games, therefore you can't sell them.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you don't tell me what to do. I do what I want.
I'm Soulja Boy. I'm like, oh, well, there's still the law, man.
Okay.
But I don't know. Does the man not have any business contacts that could be like? I don't even think you need a business contact. You just need somebody who has common sense.
Yeah, you could just listen to this podcast and say that's not right.
Yeah, just to tap him on the shoulder and say, you may not. This night might not be a good idea.
This is what happens when you surround yourself with yes men.
Yeah.
Yep.
As we both said yes.
Yeah.
See, you guys get it.
Yes, we do.
yes, we do. Yeah. So I don't know. His website is selling these right now. So you can go on his website and buy the consoles.
Yeah, that's the second part of it. Is I want to know who is buying these.
Yeah. Because
they're just like rebranded knockoffs from China or something.
Yeah. Well, not even that, but the consoles, the home console kind of looks like an Xbox, and the controller also looks like an Xbox and the controller, and I think the handheld looks like a Nintendo handheld system. I don't remember. I think it was like a Game Boy or something like that. But what the heck? I just don't. Oh, this is so weird. Like not even like the design of the systems even just are kind of rip off. Like I don't. He's got to be. Yeah, he's got to be having these made in China or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So 2 points. Number one, these are more than likely repackaged Ouyas. If we remember the good old Ouya system that was supposed to be the next best thing. Oh yeah. Soulja Ouya kind of sounds, And secondly, Roger, we need to request like review units of this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, so that we can get in trouble too.
But no money changed hands.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I know. I wonder if you buy one of these systems, would you get in trouble? I don't think so.
No, I don't.
Because it's not your fault, right? I mean, you're just. I think that
it'll be like, I don't know. It could be like Napster.
Yeah, but it wasn't illegal to download the songs. It was legal to upload the songs, right?
It was illegal to download the songs.
Yeah, my roommate in college, when this happened, like he was a big Metallica fan, and then when Metallica started this whole thing, he wasn't sued, but his Napster account was wiped out, and he wasn't able to get anything anymore.
Yeah, there were lots of cease and desist letters that were flying around.
Oh, I knew when I was in college, some person was downloading a bunch of songs off of Napster and Kazaa, and then making CDs and selling them.
Oh.
And then he got taken away in cuffs. That was interesting. So,
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, those late '90s, early 2000s days when the internet was just the Wild West where anything goes.
Yeah.
Good times, man.
But
Good
that's
thing
the
it was
crazy
so
thing.
slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
We couldn't
Yeah,
really
no
do
kidding.
that much
Oh my
damage.
gosh. Yeah, no kidding. But that's the crazy thing is that there's history behind, like, so many things pointing and saying this is not right. Like, you're gonna get me in trouble. Like, how is he still doing this? That doesn't make any sense.
He's Soulja Boy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, that's the question. How would he like it if somebody took his music and like gave it out for free? Would he like that?
Well, you know what we should do? We should test that theory if he doesn't send us a review unit.
But no, I mean somebody that's a creative person that has, intellectual properties that they created. How can they be okay with this? Doesn't make any sense. It seems very
do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think he just does whatever he wants. So anyway, that was interesting. Another item that I have here from Nintendo Life, Limited Run Games is going to be making a physical collector's copy of Celeste, available starting on January 1st through the February 1st. So the doors close on those orders as of February 1st, and I think the orders then go out in February. Actually, I think February 1st. I thought they said. But the collector's copies include game for the Nintendo Switch, obviously, a Strawberry plush, a steelbook, a 16-inch by 20-inch poster, a cassette soundtrack, which is awesome.
Oh, nice.
Who can even play that anymore?
I know.
I still have one. I still have a CD cassette player, and you could actually still record CDs to cassette tapes, like back in the day. Nobody ever did that.
Yeah,
that's the wrong direction.
Yeah, that is the wrong direction. Nobody did that.
Oh, man, I've been doing it the wrong way this whole time.
It also includes stickers, Celeste mountain patch, a postcard of the mountain, and a strawberry pie recipe.
I am a big fan of stickers in physical copies of games.
Me too.
Yeah, I saw your Monster Boy tweet.
Right?
I know. I need to get
all
that.
about them stickers.
Oh
all about them stickers. Like I'm saving them for someplace very special.
I know that's the problem with stickers with me, though. Then I get them and I don't want to stick them anywhere because I'm like, oh, like now I can't ever have that back.
Because it's so permanent.
Yeah, it is. I remember when we were kids, sticker books. You get like sticker books that have different backgrounds and you can put different stickers on them. Like you just. Do you remember sticker books? You guys ever had sticker books?
Okay, but do you guys remember color forms?
Oh yeah, of course.
Color forms were far superior to sticker books.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The sticker books, it was like Panini, something like that was the company that made them. But yeah, I remember getting like a real Ghostbusters one. They still sell those.
Oh, they do?
If you go to, do you have a Dollar Tree in your area?
I do.
Yeah, go to the Dollar Tree and they sell. I think I saw like a Batman one there, and they sell like the 6 packs of stickers.
Oh, cool.
In that weird paper wrapping or something.
Yeah. But see, that's only that if I had a sticker book that I could put stickers in it. I guess I could just create my own sticker book, but that's the only.
There you go.
I don't know.
Thinking outside the box now.
There we go.
Yeah, exactly.
I just have a shelf. And every time I get stickers, I have this huge sticker mural on the side of my shelf.
That's awesome.
I just don't know if my Monster Boy stickers are more important than just being thrown in with the rest of the regular stickers.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you might have to have a new shelf.
I might.
Yeah.
I just make my own. I've got a decal printer.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we should make some for the podcast, actually.
Whatever you need, man.
That'd be
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
My car is covered in like mushroom, like the Mario mushroom and Pac-Man and Mega Man.
On the outside or inside?
On the outside. Oh no, they're 100% like they're like bumper sticker decal quality.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, spared no expense.
Wow. In the cassette soundtrack, I did read that they would send you I think the MP3s of the music too, in case you don't have a cassette player. But yeah, that's cool. And then the other game I didn't have listed here, but the other one that I saw actually, with part of this post was Gulf Story is also coming out with a physical copy. I think on January 18th. I think that's when that was 18th or 19th. So Blue, you don't have that game, right?
I do not.
Yeah, that's a good game.
So with Golf Story, I wonder if it's a reprint because I was at Best Buy yesterday and I actually saw a physical copy
you
of Golf
did?
Story there.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking I'd seen people with physical copies before, but then I was like, well, maybe it was something else.
Well, I thought maybe I got the story wrong. I thought that I didn't write it down, but I thought that Limited Run was going to come out with another physical copy of Golf Story.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'm wrong.
So with Celeste, this kind of bums me out because I already bought it digital. And, and I do enjoy my physical copies. And this is just so tempting, but do I buy the same game twice?
Yeah.
Just to get all these goodies?
Really have to love a game to buy it twice.
And that's my thought. That's why I'm hoping. So they've released. So one of my favorites. So Roger's. Just listen for Roger to groan when I say this. And I think he knows where I'm going already. One of my favorite games of all time was Out of This World for the Super Nintendo. Yeah.
That game is so bad. That game is so bad.
No, it's underrated.
There you go. There you go.
And they Limited Run Games released a physical copy of it for the PlayStation 4, but I have the physical version of Flashback on the Switch. So I'm just waiting for them to announce it for the Switch, and that's a game that I would rebuy again and again.
Yeah, I have to admit, I am very jealous of Celeste's Collector Edition, because now, after Hollow Knights got canceled altogether.
Yeah, that is really sad.
I didn't even need, all the extra stuff. Just give me the game.
Huh. Do we know the price on this?
Let's see, $79.99.
Oh, that's for the limited. So I'm assuming it's probably going to be $40 for the.
Probably. They just had the collector's edition here. I'm sorry, it was not Golf Story. Sorry, it was Iconoclast. That's what it was.
Oh, that's another good game from what I've heard.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, that does make more sense. Sorry, I don't know why I thought Golf Story, but yeah, Iconoclast. So is the other one, which is a really good game if you haven't played that. That's a really good game too. So. And
you've got just a few days left if you have PlayStation Plus because it's free on PlayStation Plus subscribers.
Is it? I thought that was last month. I don't know. I thought that already
may have been.
Yeah, but it's a good.
Maybe I was wrong. Yeah, man, I am just full of misinformation today.
Hey, me too. This is
rest assured, listeners. We always confirm our information before we share it with you. We are professionals.
We are. I pay you guys so well, don't I?
Oh yeah, you're right. It's Soma and Onrush, man. Oh no. It's still available. Iconoclast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
PlayStation Vita, cross-buy with PS4.
Oh yeah, the Vita. That's right. So yeah, you should go get the game. It's really good. But the saves games don't cross between Vita and PlayStation 4, which is too bad. But it's still a good game. Yeah. So looking at this what you all get with the collector's edition for Celeste, it does look really cool. But I don't know. I don't know. Double dipping really is hard for me to do sometimes.
This is for people like Christian. He called it his game of the year.
Yeah, exactly. So, let's see. The next item that I have here is from Push Square, and the developer From Software has announced two unannounced projects in the works. You might know From Software, better known as the developers behind Bloodborne and Dark Souls. So people are speculating, could it be a Bloodborne 2? I don't know. Maybe. Well,
I actually just got Bloodborne on the PlayStation's holiday sale.
Oh, you did? Did you play it yet or no?
No, not yet.
Okay. You have to let me know because I got it. Oh, it was free actually on the PlayStation Plus a couple months ago.
Yep.
And I played like 5 minutes of it, and maybe I have to go back and give it another shot, but I couldn't stand it because.
Okay, that makes me feel great.
Well, you might
enjoy.
Like it. You might like it.
Now I can't wait.
Well,
you should play it. I hated it.
Yeah. No, I mean, so the thing is, like, with any of these games, it's like you're fighting against really overpowered monsters or creatures and stuff like that. They're like all bosses, kind of, I think. So the first thing is like this. I don't remember. It was like some kind of werewolf demon thing, and you have to like run around. You can't even fight it. You have to run around it. It will just slaughter you. And I'm like, this is not fun. This is not fun at all. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't find the appeal of those games, uh, but that's just not my genre. So maybe you'll like it. You have to let me know. You have to let me
Yeah.
know.
Fingers
Stream
crossed.
Stream
Yeah,
it.
stream it. Stream it. Let us know what you think. So the other item that I have here, and Blue, I'll let you talk more about that. Actually, why don't you bring up the last item here because you shared it and I totally forgot about it.
Yeah, this was like this wonderful like running joke that was happening earlier this week, and it just kept on giving and giving. But the backpack kid is suing Epic for using his dance
Yeah.
in their game. And then like I don't remember, it felt like a lot of people suddenly just decided they were going to sue Epic over dances.
Yeah.
But I don't have a list in front of me of all the people, but it's like, really?
Yeah, Carlton from
Oh yeah,
Fresh
Carlton,
Prince.
that's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um
What's his name? Mike, do you remember what is his
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, and yeah, there were some other ones too. I don't remember, but isn't it weird because one, do you trade? I mean, maybe I
well,
don't know.
like with Carlton's, I would figure if anybody owned that dance, it would be whoever owns the rights to that show.
Yes, that was my thought too. Like he was not the, you know what I mean? Like when you create,
yeah, I guess if performances are intellectual copyright,
yes, then that's owned
are
by
they?
the people. No, I don't know, but I'm saying if they are,
Uh-huh.
then you would think that the show would own it, not him. That's my thought too. And then he did that dance on Dancing with the Stars too. So even they would have, I think, a better claim of owning it than he would. That's my thought. That's my thought too. I thought the same thing. I was like, well, who owns the intellectual? If you can even you can say that that's intellectual property. I don't know if a dance is.
Well, I don't know, but I mean, it's like really famous movie lines like "You can't handle the truth" or "I'll be back" from the Terminator. Like those are parodied all over
Yeah.
movies and television shows, but people don't sue over that. That's okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is a really good point. And you would think that would be, a writer would be like, oh, that I own. Yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
weird
and
to
then
say
that would be like the screenwriter saying, "I
Yeah.
own that,"
Yeah, that's
and
weird.
everybody
Isn't
would
it?
laugh.
Yeah, exactly. I think people are laughing about this too. I don't even know who Backpack Kid is. I'm assuming he wears a backpack, and he's a kid. I don't know, but yeah, it's weird. I mean, I don't know. I think if it was me and like that was my signature dance move, well, mine would be the shopping cart. But if that was me or or lawnmower, but I would be like flattered. I'm like, oh, cool. Like I'm gonna be part of like history. I get the fact that they're maybe upset because Epic is making money on this stuff. Like I'm assuming you have to buy these dances. Is that right, Mike?
You can buy them. Yeah, it's essentially they're microtransactions.
Oh, yeah.
Like
So,
if you have the Fortnite Save the World, you can earn the V-Bucks to buy it,
hmm.
but essentially you're paying for it. Yeah.
So I kind of understand that. Hey, like you're making money off of something, but yeah, like do you really own the intellectual property to a dance move?
I don't know. Yeah, Destiny has the Carlton dance in it too, as an
Oh
emote.
Oh
snap!
yeah, you're right, and they never said anything about that.
Well,
The plot
it's
thickens.
Hmm.
it's another example of something being huge and people just like seeing dollar signs no matter
Yep.
what.
Yep.
That's what it is, and it's gonna
Yep.
go away in time. I'm sure that Backpack Kid has hired Soulja Boy's legal team. You know, to, yeah, sure, you can sue them. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, that's. But yeah, I mean, I don't see a legal foothold unless you physically have a trademark on that dance. I don't see this getting very far.
Yeah. Me
But they're
either.
probably it's like one of those things. It's like a lot of these these accident lawyers out there where they throw a net out and they see what they can get with it.
Yep.
Yeah, could be. Maybe his problem is just like, whenever somebody does the moonwalk, everybody knows where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So maybe Backpack Kid is just jealous that nobody realizes it came from him.
And nobody even knows who Backpack Kid is. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they
I
do
do
now.
now. Yeah, exactly.
Not really. I assume he has a name, a real name.
Your last name is Kid, and your first name's gonna be Backpack. That's all the news I had for this week. Do you guys have anything else?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, then let's go into our listener feedback. And listeners, you can send us feedback. You can send us an email at info@gamerheadspodcast.com. You can send us a tweet at GamerheadsPC. You can also go to our website and send us a message there, and that's at gamerheadspodcast.com. So last week we talked about our top 5 games of the year, and we had some listeners that also gave us their top 5 games of the year. So Mike, would you like to read the first one?
Sure. This comes from Prontast1C, and they said that their top 5 games are going to be Red Dead 2, Smash Ultimate, Black Ops 4, Party Hard 2, and Super Mario Party.
Wow. I don't know what Party Hard 2 is, and I obviously know what Super Mario Party is, but
Party Hard is I think if I'm not mistaken, it's a game where you play as like a serial killer and you're at a house party, and it's like an isometric view, and you're at a house party and you need to basically kill the party goers without getting caught.
Oh.
Something like that. I think I remember seeing something. It's a very 80s aesthetic.
I was going to say it sounds very much like Night Trap in a way. Cool. Blue, what do you want to read the next one?
Sure. Our friend Cladone on Twitter, his top 5 is Smash Brothers, Dead Cells, God of War, Red Dead 2, and Spyro.
Spyro, yeah. I know Christian really loved the Spyro trilogy. He didn't play it when it first came out, so that he had a chance to play that when they re-released it as a remake. I'll read the next one here. This is from at XDR0NES. They tweeted Spider-Man. Yes, Spider-Man's awesome. Mine too. Dead Cells, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Monster Boy, God of War, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
I like this person already because he's got Monster Boy on the list.
Also, they got 6 choices, but we'll allow it.
Well, we'll allow it. We should have stopped at God of War, I guess. But... Blue, do you want to read the other one?
Yeah. The next one is from Gameskeeper Mike. His top 5 is God of War, Spider-Man, Celeste, Shadow of the Colossus, and Guacamelee 2.
Yeah, Guacamelee 2. I totally forgot about that game.
I did love the first one. I still haven't picked up the second, but the first one was an amazing game.
It is, yeah. I'll read the next one here. This is from our friend Phil the Chef, and he tweeted, "My top 5 games of the year are," and then he puts in parentheses, "I only included games that I've beaten this year, and release dates be damned." Number 5 is Resident Evil 7. Number 4, What Remains of Edith Finch. That's a good game. And a sidebar here that Phil and I are going to actually have to finish editing the show, but we actually talk about What Remains of Edith Finch. We go through the whole game and we give our thoughts on it. So love that game too. Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, and the number 1 game he has with a bullet, Red Dead Redemption 2. Mike, nice. Do you want to read? We also got an email from Just Valcav. Do you want to read us that email?
Sure thing. So from Just Valcav says, "Hi folks. As I'm sure you're all aware, 2018 has been a great year for gamers. We've seen so many fantastic releases in these past 12 months, more than I can recall in the previous years. I think a lot of us will look back on 2018 fondly, even if our bank statements may want to argue that point. Personally speaking, I don't think my wallet and backlog have ever been so inversely correlated. I've spent the last couple of weeks, like you and many others, reflecting on some of my favorite games for this year. It's been tough thinning out all the contenders until I reached the final 2, and it's after much consideration that I present to you my favorite game of 2018. There's a fair chance that you never heard the name Nomanda Studios, and up until December 13th I hadn't either. But this would be the day that this Barcelona-based development team would release their very first game, simply called Gris. The incredibly talented team at Nomanda Studios has been working on Gris for about 3 years, seemingly under the radar. I had never heard about this project until they released a trailer on Twitter the day the game launched. When I saw the trailer, I knew immediately that I needed to play this game, and I was right. Without giving too much away, Gris tells the story of a girl that loses her voice, more on this in a moment, and begins a journey to reclaim what was taken from her. On the surface, this may seem like a fairly simple plot, but in some ways it is, depending on how you interpret it. Part of Gris's charm is its open narrative. The character physically loses her ability to sing in the game's beautifully hand-drawn introduction sequence, but the player may interpret that scene in a number of different ways. To me, it's a loss on a physical and metaphorical level. She loses her ability to sing, but with that, her world crumbles around her, colorless and void of life. Her voice is her power, her strength, and her will. The developers capture a wealth of emotions within the first 15 minutes of the story, and that's only a taste of what Gris has to offer. Gris has a unique visual style that combines traditional line art with a modern, water-painted look that frequently made me stop and admire the aesthetic. The animations are fluid, making evident how much time and care were put into this game's art direction. Music also plays a powerful role in Glis, subtly emphasizing the somber moments and creating bursts of adrenaline when the gameplay peaks. The sound design overall is in a league of its own and some of the best I've heard in a game. The plot is the most interesting aspect of Gris, not only because of the nature of interpretation, but also because of the game lacks dialogue. The story is told through sound and imagery, but still managed to resonate with me on a deeply emotional level. Some of the themes the developers touched on were personal, and those types of stories are always my favorite. Some other examples of games that have done this well include Journey, Faye, and Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. I don't want to say too much, so I'll wrap this up here. I really think you should play this game and experience Gris for yourselves. If you do, please let me know what you think. You can find it on the Nintendo eShop and Steam for $17, which I feel is criminally underpriced. Sincerely, Valcav.
Cool. Thank you, Valkov. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talk about that game, and a lot of people have said that they really enjoyed that game. I haven't played it yet. I need to get it myself.
Yeah, it looks incredibly unique. And also, side note, Valcav, you for real need to write for somebody.
Yeah.
If you're not writing for us, you need to write for somebody.
Yeah, I agreed. Yeah, because this was really well written and really, has really a lot of good deep thoughts on this game or on this review. So yeah, definitely, I agree with that wholeheartedly. You need to write for somebody.
You need to write for somebody. It's just a waste otherwise. Hint, hint.
Yeah, hint, hint. Yeah, cool. Well, thank you for that nice email. Mike, have you played this game?
I have not. I've seen it. I've seen it in the eShop. I've seen it in some of the. I think it might have been in the top 20 list. So it looks like it's getting some notice. But no, I have not. I have not played it personally, but I do know of it.
Yeah, me too. So cool. They'll be on my list for sure. If I don't play it this year, certainly it'll be something that I need to. I always have a long list of games that I didn't get to play in the previous year, and then I usually pick them up the next year and be like, "Oh, that was a great game." Cool. Well, let's move on then to our review. So we do have a review this week. I've been playing the game Nippon Marathon. This is the review code was given to us by PCube, so thank you very much for that review code. So Nippon Marathon, it's out on Steam, I believe, and PS4 and a Switch. I don't think it's on Xbox One yet. But so this game is, I don't know how to describe this game.
Do you guys know the show MXC?
I watch that every Monday.
Right?
Still.
I don't know what that is.
I love.
You don't
oh my
remember
gosh,
MXC?
Roger.
Oh
No.
my gosh, Roger.
No.
That's
What
what.
is MXC?
That's what this game reminds me of.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that exact same thing when I was watching Roger play it.
Okay, now I'll have to watch that because it reminds me a lot of, well, like a Japanese TV show, like one of those like really wacky game shows that they have or did have or used to have. Do you know about like how wacky some of like Japanese game shows
MXC.
MXC.
Oh, is that okay? Okay.
You've seen it. I guarantee you've seen it, but you
Okay.
just need the show explained to you. Then you'd be like, "Oh, I remember that."
Okay. So yeah, so there's it's a racing game. So you take a character, and some of them are dressed up in really weird outfits, like a lobster, or an old man dressed up in a girl sailor suit, like Sailor Moon suit, kind of. There's also somebody dressed up as a dog. I'm not sure if they really are a dog because they have a dog face. And then you race against contestants. So you can play against a computer or you can play with friends, and you run through these levels in Japan. And some of them are like downtown, and like run through like a sushi restaurant. And you have these sushi chefs like chasing after you, jump on tables, you run through the crowd, and like and it's being narrated kind of by a guy that's kind of talking about the race. He's like, oh, like Zambe just fell over. Oh, like he looks hurt. I don't know. It's goofy. It's such a goofy game, and the environments like change on you. So you might be running, and also an earthquake happens, and like the bridge that you're running on like falls apart, and then you die, or your character gets kicked out of that portion of the race. So the race is broken down into different like checkpoints, and if you make a checkpoint, so if you're the first person to make the checkpoint, then you earn a star. If you don't, you lose a star, and at the end of the race, the winner is determined by how many stars you have, and then based on you get points for popularity and also like different things that you did during the race. Not really 100% sure how you get popularity during the race. I think it's like doing crazy things like running into mascots. But if you get attacked by a dog, you lose popularity points. It's really it just seems so random. And it's very chaotic. It's very frenzied. I guess that's the thing that I took most out of this game. It's just such a weird, wacky game, and it's chaos. It's so chaotic.
So I know the game's cover art is like a
Yes.
really cute like anime style art.
Yes.
That's not how it looks in the game though, is it?
No. And I wish they would have went with the anime art style. The art style they went with is kind of looks like The Sims. Actually, I guess that's the best way I can describe it. And I wish that they would have went with more of the anime art style, because that I agree. Like I was like, oh, this cover art looks really really cool.
Mhm.
But yeah, the art the actual gameplay is more like the characters looking like The Sims, and there's weird things that happen. Like you'll be running like or you'll be watching a like a story part. So if you play the story mode, there's a single player story mode, and you'll be watching these clips, and like just like one of the background characters will just like walk into something and fall over, which I don't think is supposed to happen, but it just happens. And you're like, what was that? What just happened? It's so bizarre. The game is so surreal. I guess that's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a good question to ask you for your review, and
Yeah.
the only question I could really think of was what? Like what? What
Explain
is
yourself.
not what in a bad way, mind you. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm like what on earth is going on here? Now I was cracking up when I was
Oh
watching you
my!
play it.
Yeah, I was laughing
Like
my head
it
off.
was so funny. Like all these people are getting knocked over. People are falling off cliffs.
Yes, yes.
Just the sheer just lunacy of the
Yeah.
entire thing. And it really that that game definitely seems to me it would be like a really great like um game to play like if you're having friends over and then after the kids are put to bed and after you've knocked down a few just for some laughs because
Yes.
it had me cracking up and being able to play it with three other people and just doing this race um, with all the craziness that goes on just seems like it would just be like a ton of fun.
Yeah, and that's I'll have my review up on our site this weekend. So by the time this gets posted, the review should be out there. That's what I said in my review too. That I mean, this game really shines when it comes to multiplayer. So like, if you have friends that are open minded that want to try something different, because this is a different game. It's not for everybody. I will say that because it's just such a wacky, crazy game. But if you're looking for something that you're gonna like laugh hysterically at, and your friends I will say, have to be forgiving, because there are things in this game that are very frustrating for me. One thing is that there's so much chaos going on the screen that it lags. You'll be ahead at one point, and then all of a sudden just kind of lags, and then your character will be behind, and you're like, "What the heck just happened there? Like, doesn't make any sense." It just couldn't. And I don't know. I played on a Switch, so maybe it's different on a PS4, but it just couldn't keep up with the amount of stuff that was going on in the game, and like, you could chalk that up to being part of the craziness in the game, but to me, it was very frustrating. So that was very frustrating.
Yeah, that would be super annoying.
Yeah.
I can just, like, in my head picture, like, if that happened in Mario Kart, I would lose my mind.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Or actually, it did kind of happen in Smash. Christian and I were playing Smash this past week at lunch, and it started lagging on us. We were playing against each other, and that really pissed me off. I was like, what the hell? So that was very frustrating. I didn't like the lag there. The other thing that I actually found very frustrating too is that it seems like some of the levels were very unfair. And the reason that I could point to this, one of the things I can point to, is there's this jump in one of the levels, and this, I mean, this is just one example, and I couldn't make that jump, and neither could the AI. Like, we couldn't make that jump.
What?
We kept falling down the cliff. Yeah.
Huh.
Like, finally, like, somebody, like, somehow, like, got catapulted over the jump and was able to actually get across so that we could actually get past that part, so we'd make the checkpoint. But yeah, the AI couldn't even make that jump. We kept falling down the cliff. So I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is, like, absolutely frustrating. And the other frustrating thing that I found was there would be times where you're running and you don't know where you're going, because there's no real, like, sense of, like, where you should be going, because there's so much chaos. And then the screen will move to where you should be going, but your character is, like, way off on the top of the screen, and you can't even see your character. That was very frustrating too. It didn't seem like the camera was following you necessarily. It was just following where the race should be going, and that was very frustrating. So if you're gonna play this game, you have to have friends that are gonna be forgiving, and you have to have friends that are willing to try something different. The other thing that I will suggest is there's a story mode, and I think that was the other thing that was a little frustrated with the game. The story mode is not, it's really wacky. It's a really wacky story, and I didn't find it all that interesting. And there'll be times where you're playing the story mode, and there'll be like 4 or 5 cutscenes where you're not doing anything. You're just reading, and then you finally get into a race. And I wish there was more race in between the cutscenes. Like, I wish there was less cutscenes and more races, because it kind of takes you out of the game. You know, and I found myself, like, kind of like, okay, now finally racing? I don't know. Just kind of skipping through the story so I can actually get to the race. So yeah, if you're going to pick this game up, like, it's going to be for the reason for multiplayer. The other thing that they do have 2 mini games in the game too. They have a game called Lobster. So it's the same premise. You run a race, and then if you lose the race, you earn a letter of lobster, and then it's like horse.
Oh, okay.
Sense. And then the other game that they have, which actually was kind of fun, I think it's called Go-Go Kart or something, but it's a shopping cart bowling game. So you set up this shopping cart. It's a big, you have these characters that set it up, and then you take your character and you run off this ramp and you jump on the shopping cart, and then it goes careening down the alley, down like a hill down the alley, and then you run into the pins. And there'll be different things, like there'll be like obstacles in front of the pins, or there'll be like ramps in front of the pins, so you kind of have to control it. But that was actually kind of fun. The thing that was broken with that though was you'll knock down some pins, and it'll say like, "Oh, you got 7 pins." I'm like, "No, I got 9 pins down. There's only 1 standing." Or you'll get a strike, and there's like 2 pins standing yet, and they're like, "Strike," and I'm like, "Really?" Because it doesn't look like a strike to me, but okay. So there's some things that felt like those were kind of broken in the game.
It's not broken. It's just Alice in Wonderland rules.
yeah, exactly. There's other things like where I was running a race and my characters got caught. I mentioned how you get catapulted and like across that jump. My character just like flew up in the sky, just like crazy, like really high. I didn't see him anymore. I was laughing my head off because it was hilarious. And then like he landed like, I don't know, it was crazy. But like things like that happen. That to me, I think, is okay though, because it just adds to the wackiness of the game. It's just, silly weirdness. But like things with the leg, or where you can't see your character because the game's not really intuitive of where you're supposed to be going, and it doesn't really follow your character; it just follows like a path. That to me was frustrating, and not part of the wackiness. But I will say I did laugh a lot this game. I haven't laughed at a game like that in a really long time. And streaming it was actually really fun because it is such a weird, crazy game. It is very like it's a good game to stream because like people can be spectators to like this crazy race. I mean, would you agree with that, Mike?
Oh yeah, that was I had more fun watching it than I've seen in a lot of streams. Just
Yeah.
like just as even seeing the look on your face like what is going on?
Yeah, exactly. And I was actually streaming the story, so it would be fun just to stream just the game itself. I would just do some races and such. So,
Yep.
but that's available out now. That is on the Switch, the PS4, Steam. Like I said, I don't think it's on Xbox yet. So, but if you're looking for something that's going to be like alternative to Smash Brothers, so if you have a bunch of friends over and maybe you just want to take a break from Smash Brothers, give this game a shot. Um, but like I said, you have to be forgiving. I, I will admit I'm probably a very forgiving gamer because of the fact that I grew up with Atari. Uh, uh, and there was a lot of broken things in Atari. I'll tell you that. I'm a very very forgiving gamer. So if you're not a forgiving gamer and you find those types of things frustrating, then I would say stay away from this game. But if you're willing to try something different, yeah, give it a shot.
Nice.
All right, let's go into what games we're playing. So, Mike, do you want to start us off? What games are you currently playing?
Sure. I'm still working on Monster Boy in the Cursed Kingdom. Still haven't finished it yet, and I know last week I touched on how the difficulty really ramps up.
Yeah.
I am not kidding, man. It's like I'm in this. I don't know how much of it I want to give away. I mean, it really doesn't have much to do with the plot, but I'm not going to say. I'm in this. I'm in this. What I think is probably the second to last dungeon, and I can't tell you how many times I got killed, and it was, and it's not unfair. Like it's my fault for probably trying to go too fast, and just like not keeping an eye out for some of these enemies. But man, it's the difficulty really ramped up.
Wow.
But I'm still enjoying it, still loving it. I'm still gonna keep going until I beat it.
Nice.
I also have been playing, of course, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, getting all these spirits, man. And that part of the game is just so addicting.
It is.
I was able to get the golden mushroom.
Oh, you were.
Yes,
That's
yes,
a
I got it this
legendary,
morning.
dude.
I know I think I don't know. I'm not sure what it is, but man, it was a tough battle. It took me about 3 tries,
Wow.
and it's only available for a limited time as part of the Mario event, where you're getting more
Yeah, yeah.
increased odds of more Mario related spirits. So I was able to get that. So I was very excited. I was able to get that. I'm still playing, trying to do well at online, but yeah, I still suck at that. But I've learned to I'm starting to play with the Mii Sword Fighter now.
Okay.
When before Wario was my main, so the Mii Sword Fighter, I'm really enjoying his move set. The only problem is his down special is like a angled um, downward strike, and
Okay.
I sometimes I use that a little flippantly when I'm close to the edge, and I just take myself right off, and I'm like, yeah, way to go, Mike.
uh,
I also played a little bit more. And speaking of underrated games, I've been playing some more Letter Quest. I put that
oh.
back in, and that's a game. It's I think it's on might be on mobile too, but it's also on Steam, and I think it's on PS4. But I've been playing it on the Switch. It's an RPG Scrabble game.
Oh,
What?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's so you're playing as like a uh, like a chibi version of Death, and you're going to get some pizza, and there's enemies that block your path towards getting the pizza. I mean,
Hmm.
it's not a deep RPG by any means, but it's basically looks like a Scrabble board, where it's or Boggle, where it's just a bunch of yeah, it's not Scrabble, it's Boggle, where it's just a bunch of letters, and you need to make words um, to do your attacks.
Hmm.
So the bigger your word is that you're able to make with all these letters, with these like 16 letters or 20 letters, the stronger your attack on the turn-based RPG, the monster that you're fighting. So, if you have a word like, I don't know, bake, that'll only do for like 15, but if you do bakery, then it'll do like 35 or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a very, very relaxing game. So I've been playing that while I'm just like, well, I've got Netflix on or something in the background
Yeah. That sounds like a
because I
fun
can't do.
game to stream too. Like just it's a chill game kind of to stream.
It's that seems like it would make it good for like Twitch plays type the game, like
Yeah.
where you're like asking for like, all right, everybody, what word should we put in?
Yeah. Exactly.
So, and I also started playing the demo on the Switch for fitness boxing.
Oh, you did?
Yes. Yeah, I thought I would
And
give that a try. Because see, here's the thing. I'm a big fan of rhythm games.
yeah.
Like Guitar Hero, Rock Band. Um, what else? Like, Final Fantasy. What was that one Final Fantasy game? The for the DS, where you just played the music. Shoot. Oh
I
well,
don't remember.
that's all right. And like even back in the day, DDR.
Mm-hmm.
So I Elite Beat Agents. So I really like games that actually use songs that I recognize and um, for rhythm. So in this one was just the demo. This one uses licensed songs. So I gave that a try, and it's not too bad. The one thing I noticed that I needed to do immediately was to turn off the trainer's voice.
Uh,
Yeah, it was so distracting because I'm trying to listen to the music and I'm trying to do the moves to time in, with the beat. And like every single time like I make a move, she's like, "Good work. Keep
oh,
it up.
jeez.
You're doing great.
Oh no,
Oh
no, no.
no.
Perfect." Like I'm like, "All right, just shut up and let me do my thing."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but luckily I was able to turn the voice off and that made it so much better. It's the game's a little the I had to punch just a tiny bit earlier than I think I should, like to go in time with the music.
Mm.
But the music isn't too bad. I mean, there's no lyrics or anything like that, but you know what song it is. I honestly I don't think it's worth $50.
Mm.
It's a
50?
$50. Yeah, yeah,
Holy
Wow.
cow.
yeah. I mean, it's pretty deep in terms of like if you're like coming up with like a fitness routine and all the different moves and things like that. But this is at best a $30 game.
You're
So
paying for all those licensed songs. That's what
yeah,
you're
Yeah,
doing.
exactly.
right.
This is published by Nintendo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you feel though, like if you wanted to use this, so like a lot of people would use, the Wii, like they like the Wii because of the Wii Fit Plus, right? Or the
Mhm.
Wii Fit, I should guess, was the first one. Do you feel though that this demo would be enough for those that just wanted to use this as like a workout routine, or do you feel like you had to go buy the whole game? Like, do you feel like this is like, oh, I could just play the demo and just get a workout out of that?
Oh no, I think the demo. Well, the demo only has about two of the songs that are
Okay.
playable, and I think you only get like 3 tries or 10 tries or something like that,
Oh, okay, and then the demo's
and then it
longer
cuts you
than.
off. Then you're cut off.
They are way ahead of you, Roger.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so.
Nice try, man.
I know that. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It'll be interesting because my parents, the whole reason they got a Wii is because of the Wii Fit, and they wanted to get a board really bad, and they did. My parents, man, they played the Wii Fit a lot, and my dad actually lost quite a bit of weight doing that. It'll be interesting to see if that same demographic, though, like I guess this is more part maybe geared towards like the Dance like Revolution crowd versus like that crowd of the we want to use it for fitness. Maybe I'm wrong, but the name is called Fitness Boxing, isn't it, or something like
Yeah.
that? Yeah, so maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this works. But they came out with Nintendo. What was that? 1-2-3 Switch or 1-2 Switch?
Oh,
Or
1-2
whatever?
switch. Yeah.
And wasn't that like a $40 or $50 game when it came
Yeah.
out too?
And everybody said it should have been a pack-in.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I don't know how well this is gonna do.
Huh.
Well, maybe I'll be surprised.
Yeah, like I said, but I wouldn't pay $50 for it.
Yeah. What else you been playing, Mike?
Finally, I've been playing Red Dead Online, but I will. I'll let Roger getting into all the tomfoolery. Actually, yeah, I'll let you get into all that fun stuff.
Okay. Blue, wow, what have you been playing?
So the game that I was reviewing last week and couldn't talk about because of the embargo,
Yeah.
that game is Pipe Push Paradise.
Oh.
It's out on, I think it's across every platform, but I played it on the Switch where it's on sale for $11. And my review, if anyone is interested, is up on twobeardgaming.com. But basically, it's a puzzle game. You play as this girl and you arrive on an island, and you find out that the villagers who live on the island, they have no drinking water because all their pipes are broken. And the girl's uncle normally handles fixing the pipes, but he has been asleep for several months and nobody knows why. So the island is separated into 47 little sections, and in each section there's a puzzle where you have to maneuver pipe pieces to connect like the start point and the end point of the pipes and restore the flow of water so everybody can have drinking water. And it seems really simple at first, but holy cow, this game pretty much broke me.
Really?
Really?
Actually, I did see you post that say I'm finally broken. This game did it.
I love puzzle games, if you guys couldn't tell.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is just so hard, like right from the very beginning. And
Wow.
I don't know if it's just me. Like, I spent so much time questioning myself. Like, am I just dumb? Can I just not see this? It's just not, like, in my intellectual wheelhouse to fit shapes together like this. It was so ridiculously hard.
Mm.
And the game is well done. It's just, it makes it really hard for me to recommend it to people. Like, just, if you buy this, know up front, it's so hard.
Wow.
It kind of reminds me, I was interested when you mentioned the game title. I was really fascinated because I saw that too. And back in the days of DOS, my dad played this it was oil something, and it was essentially the same concept where you're flipping these right angle pipes or straight pipes in order to make a path from start to exit. Now, is it timed? Like, do you only have a certain amount of time to turn
No, my God, that would be...
Because yeah, that was the DOS game. You were timed. You had like
Wow.
a minute and a half to to flip everything, and then you were still flipping as the oil slowly came through the pipes, and you're like, oh God, what do I do?
Huh. No, I don't. Good God. If you could do that under pressure of a timer, then yeah, you're probably already like a higher up in Mensa or something like that.
Wow. Well, yeah. I mean, I like puzzle games, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to play one that's gonna break me.
Yeah, I don't know. I have still. There's 47 total puzzle games that range from easy, finger quotes, to expert, and I've only managed to do 35 of them.
Wow.
And I am extremely proud of that. Those 35.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. Wow. Wow. And where can you repeat that again? Where can people read your review for that game?
It's on twobeardgaming.com.
Nice. Anything else you've been playing?
Yeah, actually, I got, if you didn't see, I got Monster Hunter Boy. Monster Boy. Epic crossover.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I got Monster Boy and I got Puyo Puyo Tetris for Christmas.
Yeah.
And it was really sweet because we had all this talk about how I didn't have video game Christmas memories.
Yeah.
And so my husband had been listening to me talk about these two titles for a while, and so he got them for me for Christmas because he wanted me to finally have video game Christmas memories.
Aww. That's really nice.
Aww.
Now make sure you save that memory for next year when we talk about our Christmas.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
Okay.
There you go.
Everybody forget I said it.
So two things. One, it's awesome that he listens to the show. So I appreciate that. So shout out to your husband for that. And then two, I lost my Christmas memories of video games. So do you think that maybe he would be so kind in making
Oh, wait a second. If you're throwing video games out,
Yeah, I see what you're doing there.
No, that's really cool. That's super sweet. So, cool. Have you played Monster Boy or have you played Puyo Puyo?
Yeah, I played each of them only for probably about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Monster Boy is amazing right from the beginning. That opening
Yeah.
sequence is like, oh my gosh.
yep.
And then I really like how they kind of give you the tutorial into the game about using your abilities, but they don't spell it out for you. They just make it easy for you to figure out on your own. I think that makes for a lot better of a more immersive experience.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I appreciate that, and I look forward to what they do with that the rest of the game.
Nice.
And then I played like 20 minutes of Puyo Puyo Tetris. I'm working my way through the story mode. It's kind of like you were describing with Nippon Marathon.
Yeah.
It's a lot of story and not a lot of play.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe it'll get better.
Yeah. I have that game too. And you could play online, so we could play against each other.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, you'd win.
Ready
'cause
to
I'm not
lose?
good. Yeah, I am ready to lose. Oh man, my wife loves Dr. Mario,
Uh-huh.
and God, she'll be on like level like I don't know 30 or something like that, and I'll be on level 1, and she'll still beat me. So I'm really bad at those games. I do enjoy playing them. Cool. Anything else?
Yeah, the other game I started this week was Cat Quest.
Oh, Cat Quest.
I wanted to pick that up. It's on sale in the eShop.
Yes, it is for like
How is
$5. It's really fun. It's really cute. It's really simple and maybe a little on the easy side so far, but it's so clever. Like the cats swear in the game, but they say everything has like a cat twist to it. So they say God cat it. That's how
it's like a Smurf type situation.
kind
Yeah.
of.
Exactly. Smurfs swore a lot.
Yeah.
It's more clever than the Smurfs, but just that kind of stuff. The dialogue is clever, and I think it fully realizes what it is and doesn't try to be anything else. It's just a cute little fun game that there's not a lot of pressure when you're playing.
Nice.
Do you think is it worth $5?
Oh heck yeah!
Okay, so now I got that. I got Into the Breach. And I got Moonlighter.
Think of all the money you're saving, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I hate. Yeah, I know. That's when my wife comes home and has like a whole bunch of stuff, and she's like, "Well, before I tell you how much I spent, I want you to know how much I saved."
Yeah.
Oh boy,
Yeah. Kohl's does that really bad, where they'll be like,
everything is on sale at Kohl's.
Yeah, exactly.
All
you
the
saved
time.
yourself $95. I'm like, no, I didn't. I've never bought this stuff to begin with at that price.
Yeah.
So I did not save myself anything. Cool. Yeah, did Sherry stream that game, or does she have that game, Mike?
No, I streamed a game called Magic Hat,
Okay.
which actually that game was $5 too, and it was like a puzzle platformer, and that wasn't too bad for $5.
Yeah.
But this one seems like it's a lot more interesting.
Oh yeah, this is way worth $5.
Okay.
Nice. Anything else?
Nope. I had. Hey, that was like 4 games. I had
know.
a very busy week.
You did. All right. So for myself, let's see. What have I been playing? So I've been playing Nippon Marathon. I also, I'll talk about Red Dead last. I also picked up yesterday. I picked up Disgaea 5, and so far I love it. Like I only played the tutorial, or the first battle, I should say, which is kind of the tutorial. I streamed it this morning. You can actually find that on twitch.tv/Gamerheads podcast. And every Saturday morning I do the Saturday morning serial, where I play a game. It's kind of cartoony, and this actually has a lot of anime vibe to it. I know you're playing the first Disgaea game, right, Lou?
Yeah.
Does it have a lot of like cutscenes, like anime cutscenes, or some cutscenes, I should say?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a really clever, really silly story.
Yeah. So same with this. So I love strategy RPGs. I love RPGs. So I really like this game so far. I mean, like I said, I'm only like 30 minutes in, but I just got it yesterday. But I was watching the stream of NIS America, and they were streaming it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this game looks so good, so I went and got it. So I've been playing that, and I'll continue to play that. One thing, I know you guys won't know this, but on the back of the box it says, basically, you can level up to 9,999. Is that high enough for you? I'm like, oh my god, how much is in this game? It's gonna take forever. But you'll certainly get my my money's worth on that game. And then I also been playing another game on the Switch. So I've been playing on the Switch, and the other one I've been playing is Crystalis, part of the SNK 40th anniversary collection. I know you got that for Christmas, Mike.
Yay!
Crystalis is such a great game. If you have not played this game, it's such a good game. This came out in 1990, and it ages really well. It's an RPG game. It's an RPG action game. And there's some puzzles to it. There's some things you kind of have to figure out. I did have to look online at one point because I was like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do here. Thank God for Google. But in 1990, you wouldn't have had that, so you had to figure that out on your own. But it's one of those games that I wanted to play when I was younger, and I just never got a chance to. So I'm glad I'm able to actually play that. So I've been streaming that too. That's really fun. And then let's talk about Red Dead Online. Because I played that last night. I played that with Mike last night, and Sherry and Brian. So both of those are from the Controller Thor's podcast. So we had a little posse going on. And so before I was able to join your posse, I was online and just waiting for you guys because we were kind of like getting things set. And these two jerks just came up to me, lassoed me up, and started dragging me around and then kill me. And then I'd respawn, and they'd hunt me down and do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Was I not pissed off, Mike? I was pretty pissed off.
He joined our party, and or like, oh hey Roger, what's going on, man? How you doing? And he's like, hey, not too bad. These people are just attacking me for no reason. I hate this game. I hate this game. I hate this game.
So the four of you go hunt them down?
Well, they were on a different server. I didn't realize I had to log out and go into Mike's server, which I thought I did. I hit join game, and it put me in a different server anyway. So that was broken, and that really pissed me off. And then finally I was able to join in the game with them, and then, so there was some people that were trying to mess with us, and we hunted them down.
Strength in numbers.
Yep, strength in numbers. There was that one guy, I don't remember what his name was, but he killed you when you were fishing.
Yeah, I was fishing. He just came right up behind me and just blasted me in the back of the face.
And then we were like, hey boss, we'll go get him. So then we hunted him down.
Yeah, and then we did what I love doing. See, I'm a very, very chill person. And I like to keep to myself. But if you mess with me or any members of my posse, then it's on. And my my mantra is this: if you're on Red Dead and you mess with us, then we're gonna keep messing with you until you rage quit that server.
Yep.
That's the plan, and
so
that's exactly what we did.
We hunted him down and killed him again. He respawned. We hunted him down and killed him again. Respawn. And finally, he just quit. He just like, I'm not playing this game anymore.
You guys are really doing a great job of selling this game.
Oh, it gets better.
Yeah. And then Mike's like, okay, let's take pictures of the people sitting at the bar with us. So Mike and I like face Brian, who's taking pictures of us, and we're waving with these guys standing at the bar next to us. And then Mike says, okay, the next picture, Roger, when I count to 3, just start hitting O, which is to punch. Just start hitting O crazy. So we start this huge brawl fight, and Brian's taking pictures of us walking around, taking pictures.
Just like beating people up and stuff. You know what the funny thing is, and we probably ended at like 12:30 or something.
Yes. Oh
and what was
gosh.
funny is when we started at like 9, and it started off like really cool, like hey, let's do some missions. And then as the night moved on and we got a lot more tired,
Yes,
things just got real wacky.
yeah, it did. And one thing that I will say, like, so I know it's in beta. But it was really frustrating when like one of our posse members just like disappeared.
Yeah.
Like, out of the group. And then all of a sudden, like Sherry, like she got booted, and then she couldn't join our voice chat again. So she couldn't even join us. There was so many things that were just kind of felt like broken. And yeah, if I play this game online just by myself, it's not fun because I just get beat up and
Yep.
whatever. But yeah, having a posse of four, like, then people kind of leave you alone. Oh yeah, we robbed a stagecoach. That was fun.
Nobody wanted to get in the stagecoach with me because they know that I would just drive it off a cliff.
Yeah. So yeah, it was an interesting experience. It was funny. It was fun to play with a group of people, and we laughed a lot. But
As funny as it is aggravating.
yeah, exactly. So that's what I've been playing. I don't think I've been playing anything else, but that's. Oh no, I have been playing Smash. Duh. So I've been playing Smash, and guess what, guys? I actually beat Christian once.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was really shocked by that. I actually beat him, and I was like, it was like a moment where I just ran around the cafeteria, like with arms in the air and running slowly, and Chariots of Fire was playing in the background. It was great, and everybody's looking at me like, "What are you doing?" But it was like, yay! I finally beat him because like he's really good at that game. Really, really, really good at that game, and I was very well. Granted, we had two computer players too, so like they helped. But I was the final one standing, so
A win's a win.
a win's a win. Yeah, so that's what I've been playing. All right, well, let's do this. Let's take a break, and then when we come back, we're going to our hot topic, and that is what are our 3 games or video game related items that we're most looking forward to in 2019. So stay tuned. And welcome back to Gamerheads. So this week, our hot topic is what are the top 3 games or video game related items that we're looking forward to in 2019. So we'll just instead of going around and giving 3, 2, 1, we'll just go through our top 3. We'll just mention them to save a little bit of time there too. So Blue, do you want to start us off? What are your top 3 games or game related items that you're looking forward to in 2019?
I am most looking forward to Ori and the Will-o'-the-Wisps,
Oh.
which is the sequel to Ori and the Blind Forest.
Oh.
And so that looks really cool. And then Psychonauts 2, of course,
Yeah.
which we talked about a few episodes ago. I'm super pumped for that. And then, of course, my number 1, which is not a surprise to anybody in the world, but Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw when I was out yesterday I saw again. I mean, it's like taunting me that other game, the one that has the full collection. It sits there and like, "Oh, hey, do you want to play this game?" And I'm like, "I kind of do, but I don't have time for you."
And your solution was to get Disgaea.
Yep, exactly.
Right? What the heck?
I know. I know.
But noticeably, I dropped from my list Devil May Cry 5 and Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, because of microtransactions.
Because of microtransactions.
Yep. I know. I thought the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. I was going to add those to my list too, but then I thought, you know what? Microtransactions. I'm not adding them.
Nope.
So same. I had the same thought. So, it'll be interesting from Resident Evil 2. That just still bothers me.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
No.
Well, I just have to wait and see how people say it is.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks for sharing. What about you, Mike? What are your top 3 items that you're looking forward to in 2019?
Yeah, and this was really difficult because I went through the list of all the games that we know are coming out in 2019, and I think I came up with, if I end up getting all these games, I'm going to be buying like 2 games a month, which is
and that's bad.
and that's not including the games that they announce, at like E3 and stuff that are going to come out by the end of the year.
Yeah.
So not counting my backlog. So we're going to have a problem. So I picked my top 3. So my number 3 was, of course, Cuphead: The Delicious Last Course.
Oh, see, I was thinking of putting that on my list, and then I didn't know if it counted because it's a DLC and not a game.
Right.
Oh.
I mean, I was kind of thinking the same thing, but then I'm like, you know what? It's Cuphead, so I'm throwing it on there. So I am really looking forward to that. Thank you. I loved Cuphead, so I really could, and I'm really happy that they're coming out with something this quickly. I was fully expecting them to be like, okay, well, we'll make Cuphead 2, but it'll be another 7-8 years.
Did you beat the first one, or did you
Yeah.
beat the game? Okay,
Yep.
good for you, man. Okay, see, I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
I didn't though. if
Yeah,
I'm
me
being
either.
honest.
So
Actually, what's funny is because that final boss battle was so challenging. On my Twitch my Twitch page, somebody clipped me actually beating it and just like how shocked I was and like elated that I finally beat the devil in the game.
You should
Yeah.
make that your new profile picture.
There we go.
Yeah.
And so my number two is a game that all I've seen on it is the title, and that's all I really needed. I'm looking forward to Battletoads.
Oh,
Oh, right.
Battletoads.
That'll be interesting.
Yes, yes. I'm hoping it's. You know what I really hope? I really hope it's going to have the same aesthetic as the upcoming Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah.
That looks great.
That does
If it
look
looks
great.
like that game, then that would be really, really good.
Yeah.
So I hope we get some information on that really soon. And then finally, the game I'm looking forward to the most is a game that I play for 2 years every day, and then one day I just stop. And that game, because I don't know why, that's the way it's happened with the previous two games in the series that I played. So the game I'm looking forward to most, though, in 2019 is going to be the new Animal Crossing game.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. Is that
Yeah.
really? Did they announce that? Is that for sure?
Unless it gets delayed. It said 2019 when they
Okay.
showed it off at the end of one of their directs.
Nice. Yeah, I do love Animal Crossing. That is a fun. Such a chill game too. That's a fun game just to sit back and chillax, I guess.
Yeah,
It's-
exactly. And it'll be the first like real Animal Crossing game HD.
Yeah. Cool.
We don't talk about Amiibo Festival. In fact, I'm probably in trouble just for mentioning the
Yep.
title.
Yep. Nice. Cool. Thanks for sharing, Mike. For me, my top 3 games or game-related items are as follows. The first one is Anthem. I think that looks cool. I hope it's cool. It looks a little bit like an Iron Man game, so that looks fun. It looks cool. I might be disappointed because it is online, so I don't know if I'll play a lot of it, but I'm excited about it. It looks cool, so hopefully I'm not disappointed. Number 2 for me is something that I will spend hours and hours and hours in, and that's RPG Maker. I love RPG makers, and what's cool about, I hope they do the same thing that they did with the one on the 3DS, is that you can download basically the app and play other people's games for free. So I will be making some RPGs, and you guys have to play them. So I'm looking forward to that. And then the last game that I if it comes out this year, but I suspect it's going to be delayed, but Cyberpunk 2077. So I don't think it's going to come out this year, or next year, but maybe. I think they have tentatively a June or July 2019 release date on it. So
Yeah, Cyberpunk does look interesting. I'm also really interested in RPG Maker.
yeah.
Okay,
I hope
but
that they have. Go ahead.
if we have to play your RPG, can
Yeah.
you please just go easy on the fetch quest?
Now that you say that, that's all I'm going to make it.
It's the name of the game is Fetch Quest.
Yeah, that sounds weird. It's gonna be. No, I'm gonna make it a game that will be about both of you and me. It'll be about a podcast, and we have to start a podcast, and we have to go fetch I don't know, equipment. Oh my god, it's gonna be
like
so
the
good.
golden microphone and
yeah,
And we have to
definitely.
escort guests.
Yeah, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so good. This is gonna be so good.
It might be a limited audience.
Like the two of you. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So, listeners, what are 3 games or game-related items, I guess, or news-related items that you're most looking forward to in 2019? You can send us a tweet at GamerheadsPC. You can send us an email at info@gamerheadspodcast.com. You can also go online, and I'd love for you to go online. That is at gamerheadspodcast.com. To our website, you can register to become a member of the site, and you can send us messages that way then. And you can also leave comments on any articles that we post. All right, well, let's talk about how people can get a hold of us before we go. So, Mike, how can people get a hold of you?
You can find me on Twitter or at TC Throwers. That's at T as in Tom, C as in Charlie, Throwers as in throwing things. You can also find us on Twitch. We're at twitch.tv/TC Throwers. You can also find the Controller Throwers podcast right here on gamerheadspodcast.com and as well as iTunes and Google Play. Just search for the Controller Throwers. And we stream the podcast every Tuesday at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. And we stream periodically throughout the weekend. Every Saturday night, I make Perler Pokemon. So that's going to be my quest for the entire year is to make the original 151 Pokemon in Perler form.
Nice.
So that's every Saturday night at around 8 o'clock.
Nice. Blue, how can people get a hold of you?
You can almost always find me on Twitter. My handle is at WritersView, and it's spelled with a Y, so that's WRY. And then I also have a website, which is writersview.com.
Nice. And like I mentioned, you can get a hold of us on Twitter at GamerheadsPC. You can go on Facebook. You can follow us there. It's facebook.com/GamerheadsPodcast. And you can also email me directly, too. You can email me at roger@gamerheadspodcast.com. All right, Mike, thank you so much for joining the podcast again.
Always a pleasure.
And Blue, thank you so much for joining.
And thank you, Roger, for having us.
And listeners, thank you for listening to the podcast. We appreciate your time. Until next time, have a happy New Year, and we'll see you next year.
See you next year.
So long.
Bye.